Hello everyone, welcome back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So today I figure it's only appropriate to end the tracks with Mario himself. So, same as last time, 200cc, normal items, hard comms, all vehicles, because whatever, in order 12 races. And so last time we finished with the Feather Cup, ending with Squeaky Clean Sprint, which is awesome. And now we're on to Cherry Cup, and starting with Los Angeles Laps, of course, another tour map. Alright, here we are. So, this one actually isn't too bad. It's probably in my lower favorites of tour maps, but it's okay. And yeah, I'm keeping Mario in the Biddy Buggy. He actually has pretty good stats in this thing. Pretty much any medium weight character in the small, like, baby vehicles, I think they're called, or cute vehicles, have great stats. You know, good mini turbo, decent speed, and great acceleration. But yeah, Mario actually excels pretty well in here. He's one of my top choices for this kart. Anyway, so today, yeah, this is the last video I plan to do on race tracks internally. That means I think I'll do an online video later. I wanted to get Switch Online in June, you know, right before the Switch 2 comes out, because I want to do GameCube games, and I figure what's the point getting it if I'm not going to use online services. And I also can't use GameCube without a Switch 2. So yeah, I'll probably do like one final video on racing online, and it'll also be appropriate. It'll be like a goodbye to this game. What better way than online? But after this video, I plan to do two battle videos, because I think battle mode is super underrated, and I figured why not, since the Mario Kart World reportedly will only have 2 battle modes, which is a shame because the other two of them are really fun, and then one of them is just whatever. But Balloon Battle and Coin Runners, I'll admit, they're pretty much the top 2, but Renegade Roundup and Shine Thief are so good. But they're not in the game, apparently. Maybe they'll add them, I don't know. But it's a shame. Bomb Blast, I think it's called, the 5th mode, is pretty boring. I don't like it. But hey, more the merrier, but whatever. So, honestly, I don't know what else to talk about today. I've pretty much covered everything. I guess actually one thing I did want to say is regarding Switch 2 accessories, certain ones anyway, not all of them, I think are extremely ridiculous to buy first party, because of pricing and because of what you're getting. Like, for example, Nintendo has their official Switch 2 cases, like the little case and then the big case where you can store the dock and all the cables and the controllers. And it's like the little case is like $30 or $40, and then the big one is like $80. Are you kidding me? For a case. I guarantee you, you wait a few months, or maybe not even that long, you'll find some decent ones on Amazon, and even more affordable ones on AliExpress, and it's a case. It doesn't have hardware or anything, and it'll do the job just fine. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to buy a case from Nintendo or from Target or Walmart, because that's ridiculous. Now, of course, other things... Ooh, can I get these? That was sort of worth it. Okay. Certain things like controllers, the grips, even the straps, those I would not recommend buying third parties, because it's hardware that actually pairs with your console. I know there are plenty of like third-party Joy-Cons that are reportedly pretty good, but I don't want to risk that. So that's what I say, is just, if you want a case, just buy it from AliExpress or Amazon. Buy an Amazon Basics case for $20 and you'll save a bunch of money for the same thing, I guarantee you. It won't have a sexy design or anything, but oh well. Also, I love this track. Koopa Cape, I think it is. I forgot the name. It was on the screen a second ago. But I love the music in it, and also just the way you go around it, and then there's like this water slide part, and then underwater. It's actually like one of my favorites, and it's from the Wii, I believe, which I never played. It was on the 3DS Mario Kart 7, but this version is probably the best because of the half pipes. So yeah, if you actually take that corner real sharp, you can save some time there. Anyway, so yeah, that, as far as accessories, that's what I think is best for basic, like, little things. Is just try to find them on third-party sources, because what Nintendo wants for their officially licensed nonsense that does the same thing as anybody else is ridiculous. And also, on a whole other note, non-Nintendo, I'm pretty sure if I did my math correctly, this video will come out on Monday the 27th of May, and that means that the last episode of The Last of Us Season 2 has come out, and I'm actually really excited about it. I have not watched the show at all. I wanted it to finish, and then I'd get Max and then binge it. I absolutely love The Last of Us, both games. The first season is really good. It's not perfect. I think they messed a few things up, but I don't know, whatever. I'm not a writer, but ultimately I do love the show, and I absolutely love the games again. Jeez, that was weird timing, but alright. So I'm pretty sure the 7th episode, which is the last episode of Season 2, will have come out on the 26th of May, and I will be probably watching it as this video is up. So that's pretty cool. I have played the game, the first game, for my dad, and he really loved it. Actually, I introduced him to the show first, and he loved it. Then I played the game for him, and he loved it. So he's just excited as I am, and I'm actually really happy about that because it sure is fun to watch things together. But let me know if you guys are interested in that. Maybe you've never heard of this game because it's very adult-oriented. It's a zombie apocalypse scenario with a very interesting twist, and it has an excellent story, and I just pray that they don't mess it up. I know a lot of people don't like the story of the second game. I think it's good. It's not as good as the first game's story, absolutely, but it's not horrible. But one thing that the second game does outdo the first game is gameplay. The combat and the environments and the exploration are just unprecedented and unmatchable. I think that would be the right term. It's just, yeah, it blows the first game out of the water. And for that, the second game will be my favorite. Not for the story, but just because of the gameplay. But it is a Sony exclusive, so there's probably zero chance that it would come to the Switch. I mean, it's not even on the Xbox. It is on PC. That's usually Sony's deal, is they're like, oh, okay, it's been out for a couple years, we'll put it on PC for you guys. And I don't care because I don't have a PC. I probably will never get a PC. Whatever. That's your own, mission if you want one or have one. Wow, that was not good. We're fine. Okay, however, I am very excited to see. I guess I already know the story. Oh no, come on, I can make it. Oh yeah, I can accelerate in time. Jeez, that was a really fast second blue shell. Anyway, I obviously know the story of the first and second game, so I haven't been too worried about spoilers for the second season, and I'm not going to talk about anything because I don't want to give it away to anybody who also is waiting. However, I've heard that some people are kind of upset with some changes, and that's kind of sad. And actually, the biggest thing I think I've seen is people are upset with Bella Ramsey's performance, which was something I was actually worried about in Season 1, not even gonna lie. I was worried that she couldn't, I don't know, change enough. I mean, I don't have anything against her, but she's, kind of short, and Ellie, the main character of the second game, if you don't know, grows a bit from the first game to the second game, excuse me. So, I don't know, I was figuring they were gonna have to do something, and they didn't. I mean, I guess they changed her appearance, obviously, but they didn't do a whole lot, and I don't know if that's people's beef, or if it's actually her acting. But again, I'm not going to crap on anybody. I haven't seen it, so I literally cannot judge it. But that is what I have heard, and it kind of worries me. And I'm also just worried about changes, because certain changes they did in the first game for the show adaptation, I really did not like. My biggest one being Bill's character, how they did all that, how they changed the story. I'm not going to get into it if you haven't seen it, but wow, that was bad time. I probably should have just waited. I think that if they did the story in the show the way they did it in the game for Bill, it would have been way better. Absolutely better. I mean, they pretty much wasted that episode, if you ask me. Oh, and another big change they did was when Ellie is remembering going to that mall. I think they took too long doing those scenes, and they should have basically cut that in half and then paired it with her being in, like, the Frozen Mall like she is in the game. But no, they just scrapped the Frozen Mall part altogether, which was really interesting. But whatever. So those are my two big beefs. The only other difference was with Henry and I can't remember their names, but you meet them in Kansas and they help you escape. And in the show they added that whole they got into like who the people were in Kansas, and I just didn't care. So that kind of felt like a bit of a waste, but again, not horrible. It was kind of interesting, but not terribly interesting. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just worried about that sort of stuff where they change the story. Oh, that timing. Oh well. But anyway, enough about that. I'm sure some people don't even know or care about The Last of Us. But if you don't know anything about it, give it a look up. It's very good. I recommend, if you're a gamer, watch somebody play the game. Or honestly, I'd say just buy it if you have a PlayStation. Just do it. You won't be sorry. But if not, then watch somebody play it, and then watch the first season on HBO, and then play the second game, or watch it, and then watch the second season, or do the games back to back, whatever, and you will have fallen in love with a new series. But that's just my recommendation. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't have too much else to talk about, like with the Switch and stuff. It's at time of recording. It is the dang it! Of course, that's what I get for looking at my calendar. It is the 19th of May, and it should be the 27th of May when I release this. So the Switch is like, geez, it's like 10 days away or something. That's crazy. Oh, I'm gonna be so hyped. And yeah, so basically I plan to do an unboxing video, and then like inside of that video will be like setup and transferring data and all that stuff, because I've heard it's pretty simple. It's like the Switch one currently, you can just upload your data, game data, to a cloud server, and then with the Switch 2 you can fetch it, and then it's just transferred just like that. I guess, I don't know how long that will take, but I will try and, capture that. But we also have learned, I guess not that this really matters, it's just kind of interesting, that the Switch 2's menu has like different sounds, which is, cute, I get it, identity and whatnot, make it unique, and I just don't really care, like the eShop and the news and the buttons and whatever have different sound effects. It's kind of cute, but, it's very Nintendo, but I just don't really care. It doesn't matter. It's kind of cute. Yeah, Nintendo has been, like, just slowly giving us little bits of news on their little new app. What's it called? Like, Nintendo Today? I think I downloaded it just because I was hoping to see something interesting, but I found out that literally Game Explain and all these big Nintendo news channels just literally make a video every time something interesting comes out. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'll just watch YouTube then. I don't need to open this app and read whatever Nintendo said. But that's just me. But so yeah, the Switch 2 looks pretty similar. People are kind of complaining that there is no evidence of themes on the home screen, which, yeah, I'll admit, it's kind of a shame. They have a super easy method, like with the Nintendo Switch Online app on the console itself. They let you earn platinum points, which you can redeem for, more icons. I'm sure some of you have done it. I did. And why not be among the things to redeem themes for your console? And it's brilliant. It entices you to be an online member, to do the little challenges that they say, and to spend your platinum points instead of real money. So that's just my idea. Maybe they will do it. It seems like it's just ripe for it. I don't expect the themes to do anything fancy. I don't even expect them to be animated or have music. Just kind of have the background look different. Have it be a game we love. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart World, Mario Odyssey, Pikmin, Metroid Prime, I don't know, anything. Just, yeah, the black or white background is pretty blah. So, that was not the best way to do that. That's how I do it, though. This track is also pretty good. Another original, one of the more complicated ones. But I tend to like it less than the other ones, but it's okay. I guess anything with underwater is not my favorite in this game. One thing I am actually really excited for with World is that underwater has been ditched, and above, like, jet skiing is now the thing. So I'm very eager to see how that compares, because we've been doing underwater for what, 2 games now? Was it 7 and 8, I think? And yeah, I've never been a big fan. It just, everything's slipperier, you're slower, and it just doesn't feel right. But whatever, so that's gone. Hopefully water skiing will feel good and not too bouncy, too slippy. From people who have played the game, I've heard that it's okay, that it doesn't feel too drastically different. I mean, I expect it to feel a little different. Otherwise, what's the point? Oh wow, Donkey Kong actually shock dodged right behind me. That's a shame. We're probably fine. The CPU's rubber band so much. Oh, come on. Anyway, so yeah, that's something else I'm excited for. And as well as gliding with the airplane deal instead of a glider itself. I guess maybe it shouldn't be called gliding anymore. Although you don't, like, gain height or anything, so it is still gliding. But from what I've seen, it looks like it controls very differently, and that's really cool. It looks like an airplane, so it probably plays like an airplane. And that's great. And maybe you'll be able to stay in the sky longer, like especially in free roam where speed and accelerating and getting to where you need to go fast doesn't matter as much. Oh, this one is great. I actually love this tour map. It has excellent music and pretty good environments and lines and stuff, so I actually do not mind this one at all. This is Madrid, that's right. So anyway, that is one of the bigger things I'm looking forward to in Mario Kart World, not just the open world and the... I guess actually the biggest thing has got to be the new tricks, off of walls and rails and stuff. That has got to be the biggest deal. But the other stuff, you got to appreciate it, what makes the game different. And that's why when people say the game doesn't seem different enough, it blows my mind. I'm like, you are clearly not seeing the big picture here. Because yeah, this game, after seeing World, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, feels old and tired, and okay, that was lucky. I cannot wait to change. I still love this game. I'll probably still play this game every now and then, but it's just, bad timing. It's just not as good, and I hope that the tracks are awesome, and also that they have multiple, like, variants. That's what people have been thinking, is that each track, or maybe not each track, but most tracks, will have, like, a tour version and a Grand Prix version, or at least, depending on which direction you're coming from, will be different because of the nature of Knockout Tour, and that you come from tracks from all sorts of different angles because there are so many roads to every every track. There's like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roads to the same track sometimes, especially the ones that are deep in the center of the world. And that's awesome. And it makes sense. So thus, yeah, it shouldn't just turn and then, oh, you're on the same part of the track as always. It's like, oh no, this is a part of the track that's like hidden or underneath or to the side, and you go around. It's like, yeah, that makes total sense. And especially some of the sky ones, it's like you could totally just have them have a above version and a below version. So yeah, maybe the 30-ish tracks that they've shown are actually a little more, because maybe theme-wise they look the same. Dang it. But as far as racing power, or not power, energy or ability, whatever, they actually have more than one. And that is, to me, more game. So that means that they are doing a good thing with the limited space that they have being the world that they've kind of confined themselves to. I don't want to know how long it took for them to figure out how big the world would be and what shape it would be and how tracks would connect and fit. You got to really consider that, yeah, that must have taken ages, but they did it, and that was terrible. There we go. Oh, come on, I wanted to land on the ice. Anyway. So yes, I can't wait. Mario Kart World, I'm so glad it's the launch title. If it weren't like Donkey Kong was, and Mario Kart World was the July release, I would have been like, oh, come on, I want to race like that now. But we won't have to do that. Also, something else I learned, which I kind of have to laugh about because people are certain content creators are complaining about, is Nintendo has decided to not give out review copies this time around. I think like every time Nintendo's done that, and most console makers have. Like, I remember watching my favorite YouTubers get a PS5 for free because they're big, and that's that, and they get to play the game and advertise their content first. And they get it day one while all of us are struggling to find one. And I'm glad Nintendo is like, nah, we don't need to do that, and we're just gonna make you buy it. Or, if they are giving out reviewed titles, they are not coming earlier than June 5th. They don't get it June 1st, and they get a whole 5 days or a whole week to play the games and make their reviews, because we don't want to be spoiled. And frankly, the people complaining, I think, they're hiding it as, oh, this is bad publicity, they're burying themselves, Nintendo's doing a bad thing. But you know what it is. They're sad that they're not getting their title first. And you know what? Everybody should be treated equal, so I don't care how big you are, you shouldn't get the thing first. But that's just me because I'm small. And if I were a big YouTuber, I'd probably be complaining about it. Or actually, you know what? I'm sure I just would be like, that's fine. You know what? I can wait like everybody else. I'm just glad I got one. And yeah, I wanted to touch on that actually. This is a great track. I love it. Pretty much most of the SNES tracks are really good because they're all about driving, and they do have a nice little bit of Mario Kartiness to make them interesting. But as far as Switch 2 goes, I've heard there have been lots of reports from like Best Buy and GameStop and maybe Walmart, I think, that they are going to have a lot more on launch day, like if you walk into the store. And that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that for people who haven't been able to secure one yet. I hope that people are successful then, because man, that would be a great feeling. Oops. Actually, I have such a good lead, I don't need to worry. That would be such a great feeling, right? That you've been struggling to find one all this time, and then boom, day one you walk to Walmart or Best Buy or GameStop, and they hook you up and you take it home. That would surely make a lot of people smile. And I hope so, because the more people who have the console, the better. It's gonna make the games have more people online. And oh yeah, Rainbow Road Wii. The best track in this video game, hands down. This track is so good. But again, yeah, people getting the console is great. Whether you want one or not is up to you. Whether you can afford one, you know, that could change. It just takes time. surely save up for it if you are dying for it. That's none of my business. And yeah, if you want one but are upset about the price, sorry to say, I think I have bad news. It's probably only going to go up from here. But unfortunately, a lot of people who wanted it just can't get it, which is really pathetic. It's 2025, people. The scramble that we had to do on April 24th-ish, 23rd, late 23rd, early 24, is pathetic. Oh no, that was messed up. So close. It should not be this hard to pre-order a console now. I get that supply is hard and they had, limits. They reported in Japan that they had nowhere near as many requests or consoles per requests, and that they had to narrow it down by like how much money people spent with Nintendo that year or something. Is insane. We got lucky in the States. I'm guessing Nintendo was like, America's our biggest source of sales, so we're gonna send like 80% of our stock over to them. And, thanks, I appreciate it, but it's a shame that other people couldn't get one just because they're like, we don't have enough. And I think Nintendo hasn't even done their, like, website invitations yet. I got an email from them saying, like, because I did register on the first day you could, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know it would be so easy for me to get one from Walmart. But they said that they're starting soon, the invitations, so pay attention to your inbox, we'll let you know. And I thought that email was the frickin' invitation, but it wasn't. But I'm not going to do it because, like I said, wow, I got shocked at the exact same spot. That's crazy. I already bought one, so I don't want to hog a console from somebody who doesn't have one. I'm hoping Nintendo will... Well, actually, they said you have like 4 days to claim it or something. So once I don't, then hopefully they'll be able to give that stock to somebody else. And wow, we're already done. That was so fast. I sure love yapping while I play this video game. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 and the games. And yeah, please feel free to leave comments. Let me know what you think. And I hope you got one if you wanted one. If you didn't, that's cool. That's up to you. And I'm just excited. I know a lot of people are excited. And if you are among the few who are not happy and don't want it, either because of prices or Nintendo or whatever, just honestly keep it to yourself. I know that there's power in numbers, but unfortunately, the boycotts just failed altogether. And I thought they would work, but they didn't. And everybody kind of realized that the Switch's pricing is pretty good. The games are a little much, but who knows, maybe they'll go down. And we want the stuff. So you know what? We're gonna get it. So that's how it is. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to join me in the next video where we do battle mode. And I only plan to make 3 more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe videos. Wow. Yeah, this was fun. But it's kind of time to say goodbye to this game. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.